Today we're going to be installing a 1/4 inch nose assembly on the Makita BV4500 tool. The nose assembly is a 99/79/32, which is going to do your 1/4 inch fastener, aluminum. Okay, it's going to have these little tiny slits on the top of it. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take off this nut right here and set it off the side. Then we're going to take this part off, set it off to the side. We're going to grab our adapter and our puller. I'm going to screw it on here. I like to take a pair of channel locks and put this and just grab it and give it a nice little snug turn. If you want to do it with an Allen wrench, you can get on these flat spots here, pull this cap off, and use a 1/4 inch Allen wrench, and you can put it in here and twist it on and off. This piece right here always stays on the gun. This is the adapter. You do not want it to come off. It does have an O-ring on it to prevent any tailings once we put the other piece back on, to prevent any tailings from falling down into the gearbox. On a daily maintenance schedule, I would take off this piece right here. Once we get this on, I would take this off daily and clean this out, but we'll show you how to do all that, okay? I always like to make sure that this cap is nice and snug. Usually when you get them from the factory, they're already snug, but I always like to give it a little turn, okay? Next thing to go on is gonna be this part, which try and keep this lubed. This helps that O-ring last longer right here. I'll just put this on, slide it all the way down. I do this hand tight. It does have flat marks for a wrench. This thing is just aluminum, it does break, so always hand tight is the best. This should spin freely in there, this little slide piece, because that's what moves in and out, okay? And then when you're done, once you got that part, well, let's go back. So cleaning, this will be on there like this every day. This is how it'll be when it's completely done. You'll put that on, and then you'll lock these against each other. I always use just adjustables. And you lock these against each other, okay? For cleaning, every day, take off this nut, pull this piece off, and blow this out. Very good. You see that little needle right in there, that little pin? That's a pin stop. Over time, that pin stop will start to walk itself out, which will not let this go in far enough. It'll keep it out to where it has nothing to grab onto. Me personally, I pull that pin out. I get rid of it, because this thing right here, these little slits right here will fill up with little shavings if you don't have the tool set right, and prevent this from closing and grabbing your pin. So daily, take this off, blow this out, clean it real good. It will make your jaw last a lot longer, okay? So I always set this on its back just to do this. Give it a little tap, slide it down, put your retaining nut on, it just has to be hand tight. Take your other nut, lock it back against itself, and then tighten this down. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. It's just got to be tight enough to where it won't walk itself off, okay? Now the tool's ready to go to work. Okay? On the bottom down here, there's digital numbers. You hold the 2-1 button, and it will make these flash. This one, the middle button will allow you to scroll through the numbers to make adjustment. In your case, it's going to come with something like this. This is going to show you pull force ranges to start at. So today we're doing 1/4 inch aluminum bobtail. It says our set point would be 88. This one's set at 100, so we're gonna adjust it. We're gonna change this to 0. We'll come back over here, we're gonna bump up this section to 8. We're gonna bump this one up to 8. And then hold down the 2-1 button at the, just hold it down and now it's set. It's set to 88. So every time you pull that trigger, it's gonna say 88 on it, okay? 1/4 inch fastener. You gotta have something in here to simulate you're swaging something for testing. If you just get rid of that and put this down, you might run out of stroke and not give you a true test, okay? I test these before I send any of them out to my customers. You just put it in there like that. So right now we're set to 88. My pin is touching my pin stop and my jaw. I have not let go of the trigger. It's stuck, right? That's what you want. Still has tail on it, to where if it doesn't fully swage, you can redo it, okay? You do not want it to look like this. It has ripped off the end of it right here. Yeah, it's fully swaged, but you've ripped it off. You can't put the tool back on it and re-swage this. You have to cut this off and redo it. New pin, new collar, and start over. 88 worked perfect. If we were to bump this up to, let's say 120, let's just say 100. Here's another one. Let's see if it rips it off. Nope, it didn't rip that one. So every tool is going to be different. If you start getting into the 150s and 160s and it's ripping this off or it's barely doing it, you probably need to change this jaw. The tooth are probably wore out and you need to change them. You can't tell if a tooth is wore out by the naked eye. You really can't. It's very hard. So I suggest try everything you can. Make sure this is clean to where this can close. If that's not working, make sure the pin stop isn't pushed out. If it is, like I said in the beginning, I always remove those. I don't use them again. And then do your test. Just test and test. And it should work just fine. The other thing is, this tool will not work without this cap. Nothing, okay? There is a button back here. It's up here at the very top. It is a safety button. So if this cap is not on there, it will not work, okay? Daily maintenance is a must on these. Other than that, this thing should work great. If you have any problems or questions, my name is Ricky. I work for Sunbelt Rentals on the solar solutions side. Give me a call, 904-629-9136. Thank you.